It's that time of year again. The pads are on, the energy is high, and the Buffalo Bills are grinding through training camp with one goal in mind, bringing a Lombardi trophy to Western New York. And with camp in full swing, fans everywhere are asking the same question. Which part of this roster is really ready to carry the team? Which position group is the most trustworthy heading into the season? Well, after watching practice closely and soaking in every rep, I'm here to tell you exactly where I'm placing my confidence and why. Some answers might surprise you, others not so much. Let's not overcomplicate this. The number one position group I'm betting the house on is the quarterbacks. And that's not just because they wear red jerseys in practice or because they're first in line during warm-ups. No, it's because of one-man Josh Allen. The man is a unicorn. He's not just the face of the franchise, he is the franchise. No disrespect to the rest of the depth chart, but when you've got the most physically gifted quarterback in the league, who's also one of the toughest and most durable, you don't need much else. Allen is healthy, locked in, and still the ultimate X factor in a league built for quarterbacks. And as long as number 17 is under center, you sleep easier on Sunday nights. Now, right behind the quarterback group in my confidence rankings, and I mean right behind, is the offensive line. And look, this isn't the same old song and dance about needing 5 gritty grinders up front. The Bills are returning their top 9 linemen from last season, which is rare continuity in today's NFL. Add to that mix Kendrick Green, a seasoned veteran with starting experience, and a promising rookie, and you've got more than just bodies. You've got legitimate depth. Offensive line coach Aaron Cromer has built a unit that's physical, cohesive, and ready to win the line of scrimmage. There's a steady starter at every position, young guys developing fast, and the kind of versatility that lets you handle injuries without hitting the panic button. And here's the group that might raise a few eyebrows at number 3, the running backs. Yeah, you heard me. James Cook, Ty Johnson, and rookie Ray Davis might be one of the most balanced and dynamic backfields in the league. Cook brings that burst and home run speed. Johnson is dependable, experienced, and fast. And Ray Davis, he's a wrecking ball with soft hands. This trio gives you everything past protection, receiving upside explosive plays and short yardage power. Don't sleep on this group. They're going to keep defensive coordinators honest. Sliding into the 4th spot, I'm going with the cornerbacks. And no, this isn't just based on names or potential. This group is showing out in camp. Christian Benford looks like a legitimate CB1. The rookie Max Melton has flashed all the tools you want from a first-round pick, and Taron Johnson continues to be one of the best slot corners in the entire NFL, period. There's depth here too. Dane Jackson, Dorian Strong, and even some UDFA surprises are making noise. The question marks with Tre'Davious White's health and consistency are valid, but if Melton is the real deal and Benford keeps ascending, this room could be very dangerous. Defensive end lands at number 5, and let me explain why. Greg Rousseau is a monster off the edge. AJ Epineza is steady and reliable. Veteran Joey Bosa, if healthy, gives you Pro Bowl caliber juice, and there's a nice mix of youth behind him. Guys like Javon Solomon and Landon Jackson are young, twitchy, and hungry. This room has balance. Veterans who know how to set the edge and generate pressure, plus young players with real upside. It's not elite just yet, but it's deep, disruptive, and well coached. Coming in at number 6 linebacker. This one's tricky. If you told me right now that everyone was going to stay healthy, this group would be top 4. But that's a big if. Matt Milano is still an elite player when healthy. Terrell Bernard has grown into a confident, instinctive middle linebacker. Dorian Williams, when he's on the field, looks like he belongs. And the addition of Shaq Thompson adds veteran savvy and leadership. There's also some intriguing depth with guys like Joe Andre and Ulafoshio. But again, the health here is going to be the key. If Milano and Bernard miss time, this group could slide quick. Tight ends land at number 7, and let me be very clear, that's not a knock. Dawson Knox is rock solid and knows his role. Dalton Kincaid, sky's the limit. The guy has wide receiver hands and a tight end's body, and he's just scratching the surface. Add in Jackson Hall, who's turning into a legit blocker and situational piece, and this is a really nice room. They're just a little lower because we need to see that jump from Kincaid. If he becomes the mismatch nightmare they drafted him to be, this group could climb fast. At number 8, the wide receivers. I know. Everyone's watching this group closely. It's a brand new look with a whole lot of young talent. Keon Coleman is having a strong camp. Khalil Shakir continues to be underrated. Curtis Samuel is the veteran voice with speed. But what this group has in potential is still lacks in proven chemistry with Allen. Don't get me wrong, I like this group. But there's a lot riding on development, especially with Coleman. The depth is there, and there's speed, physicality, and variety. But until someone steps up and truly becomes that go-to alpha receiver, I'm keeping my confidence a little more cautious. 9th place defensive tackle. I really like Ed Oliver, and Daquan Jones is a proven vet. But behind them, it's a question mark. Dwayne Carter, Deon Walker, TJ Sanders. These are exciting young players, no doubt, but they're unproven. And even Oliver, as good as he's been, still shows some inconsistency. This is a group with upside, but also risk. If Jones shows signs of decline, or Oliver can maintain a consistent level of dominance, things could get shaky. It's a position group that might look a lot better in week 10 than it does today, but right now, we just don't know. And finally, the safety. Group comes in at number 10. It's not that there aren't interesting players here. There are. Taylor Rapp is reliable. Cole Bishop has tools. Jordan Hancock, DeMar Hamlin, and Derek Forrest all bring something to the table. But this group is thin on experience and full of we'll see. If Bishop isn't ready, or if Rapp gets dinged up suddenly, you're scrambling. And let's be honest, safety has been a cornerstone of this defense for years, and now it's the one group that feels like a total wild card. The ceiling is there, but so is the uncertainty. But here's the real takeaway from all this. Even at the bottom of the list, we're still talking about position groups with legitimate upside. That speaks to the depth and quality of this roster. Brandon Beane has built a team that isn't leaning on a couple of stars to carry the weight. It's built to withstand injuries evolve during the season and challenge for the division yet again. We're not talking about glaring weaknesses. Here, we're talking about how confident we feel in good versus great. That's a good place to be. And after walking through this depth chart and watching this team work up close, I can tell you, this is a confident camp. There's a sharpness, a purpose, and an edge that's hard to ignore. The Bills know they're in the hunt again. They've seen what falling short feels like, and you can tell they're done with the moral victories. This is a team that's built to compete now, and it starts with having confidence in the guys in the room. So whether it's Allen launching, lasers and 7-7s, Rousseau collapsing the pocket and team drills, or Cook slicing through linebackers on inside zone runs, you get the sense that this squad is laser focused. This ranking isn't just about talent. It's about trust. And in Buffalo this summer, there's a lot to believe in. If there's one thing that brings the NFL world together like nothing else in August, it's Hard Knocks. And this year, with the spotlight on the Buffalo Bills, you better believe that first episode is going to hit different. So what can we expect when those HBO cameras start rolling? What will the big headlines be after the first scenes drop on August 6th? Let's start with what we already know. The season of Hard Knocks is going to begin by introducing the Buffalo Bills to the national audience. And even though Bills Mafia lives and breathes every down the rest of the country is about to meet this team with fresh eyes. That means we're getting plenty of Josh Allen, Brandon Beane, Sean McDermott, and Dion Dawkins front and center. They're the faces of this franchise, the heartbeat of the locker room, and the guys you absolutely have to feature when laying the foundation of the story. Allen is obviously the centerpiece, the charismatic gunslinger with the rocket arm and the chip on his shoulder. But don't overlook Dawkins. He's going to shine on camera with his humor and energy. And mark my words, he'll be one of the breakout personalities of the whole series. But Hard Knocks isn't just about the stars. It's also about the battles, the stories, the long shots. And this camp has no shortage of those. KJ Hamler, the wide receiver trying to revive his career and make the final roster, is a perfect fit for the cameras. He's fast, he's emotional, and he's fighting. That kind of story is Hard Knocks. Our gold. Steven Gosnell, another under Theradar wide receiver, is getting a ton of buzz as a fan favorite in the making. You can already see the segment, small school guy late addition to the roster, pushing every day to make a name for himself. Then there's the emotional redemption arcs. Guys like Dalton Kincaid and Tre'Davious White both carry huge expectations and comeback energy. For Kincaid, it's about becoming the focal point of the passing game in year 2. For White, it's about bouncing back and reminding everyone why he was once one of the best cornerbacks in the league. These are players with something to prove. And Hard Knocks loves that tension, that combination of potential and pressure. And don't forget the hometown connection. Joe Andrees, a local player with ties to the area, is another natural candidate for a storyline. Hard Knocks loves a local kid made good. Plus, with a director who grew up in Rochester and is a die-hard Bills fan himself, you can bet the show will hit all the emotional beats. This isn't just a story about football. It's about community connection and the culture of Bills Mafia. You're going to see those training camp scenes in Rochester hit different because the guy behind the lens cares. So if you're wondering what all the talking heads are going to be shouting about after that first episode, it's going to be about how this team has personality, fire, grit. It's going to be about Josh Allen setting the tone in team meetings, about Dion Dawkins hyping up the locker room, about a tight end room that suddenly looks lethal, and about 1 or 2 unknown players who flash just enough to become preseason darlings. And that's just the beginning. Now, shifting back to camp itself, there's one question that's been stirring a lot of conversation. What does the future of the interior offensive line look like for this team? Because let's face it, there's a lot of moving parts. David Edwards and Connor McGovern are both in contract years. O'Cyrus Torrence, the promising young guard, will be eligible for an extension after this season. And when you look at how much the Bills are already investing in their tackles, it's hard to imagine they can afford to keep everyone. So what happens? Here's how I see it playing out. The top priority is clearly O'Cyrus Torrence. He's the one they drafted. He's the youngest. He has the highest ceiling. He's also the one who can grow into a true foundational piece on the interior. When you've got bookend tackles already locked in with significant contracts, you have to be strategic with your money inside. That's why I think the Bills are preparing to lean on their pipeline of young talent. Players like Tylen Grable, Alec Anderson, and Cedric Van Pran Granger. These guys are getting real reps in camp. They're developing. They're showing signs that they can step in if needed. And there's a name you should keep in mind that's flying under the radar. Mike Edwards. He's got size, he's athletic, and he might just be one of the sleeper stories of the preseason. If he continues to flash, he could shake up the competition at guard. So if you're asking which veteran stick, I'd say McGovern might have a shot if the price is right. Edwards is more of a depth and versatility guy, but Torrence is the one you build around. Let's talk wide receivers again, because rookie Keon Coleman continues to be a hot topic. And the question everyone's asking is fair. Can this guy separate? Can he win off the line against man coverage? Does he have the foot speed, the route, detail, the explosion to create windows for Josh Allen? Here's the honest answer. He's not going to win with elite separation. That's not his game. Coleman isn't a sudden or twitchy mover. He's got a bit of heaviness to his feet, and you're not going to see him burning corners off the snap. But that doesn't mean he can't be productive. What we are seeing is a smarter, more physical version of Keon Coleman. He's learning how to create leverage. He understands how to use his frame at the top of routes. He's not outrunning people, but he's putting himself in the right spots to make plays. And when the ball's in the air, that's where he shines. His contested catch ability is real. It's not just highlight reel stuff. It's consistent. And in a league where tight windows are the norm, that matters. So while Coleman may not become the guy running every route in the tree, he doesn't have to be. He just needs to be reliable in the red zone, on third down, and in situations where Allen needs a big body to trust. You pair that with his growing football IQ, particularly against zone coverage, and you've got a player that can earn serious snaps in year 1. Now, let me shift to something we don't talk about enough. The value of balance in training camp. When you're watching practice every day, you're not just looking for highlight plays. You're looking for trends, for moments that tell you how competitive and even the team is across the board. And this year, compared to last year, there's a different energy. Remember how sharp the offense looked in camp last summer? It felt like Allen and company were lighting up the defense every day. And that seemed like a good thing. Until the season started and we realized the pass defense had real issues. Third downs were a mess. The secondary wasn't quite right. And what we saw in camp was actually a warning sign. This year is different. There's more give and take. Some days the defense wins. Some days the offense answers back. It's more of a true competition. And that's what you want. You want Allen to test your corners. You want Rousseau to Test your tackles. If the defense never wins, you're in trouble. If the offense can't move the ball, you're in trouble. But when it's back and forth, that's when you know you're building a complete team. You're seeing growth adjustments and real competition. And that's exactly what we're seeing in Rochester right now. Let's go a step further with his depth discussion. Because when injuries hit, and they always do, you want to know which players can step up. And from what I've seen, a few young guys are really building trust. Tylen Grable stands out. If either of the starting tackles goes down, I'm confident he can hold the edge. He's long athletic and looks more comfortable than ever in his sets. He had a great camp last year and has built on it this year. Another name to watch is Jackson Hall. If Dawson Knox misses time, Hall can fill that inline blocker role and do the dirty work. He's physical, dependable, and growing fast. Ray Davis, we've already seen what he can do when called upon. He stepped in for James Cook last year against the Jets and looked like he belonged. That wasn't a fluke. It was a sign of things. To that to come. And on defense, Dorian Williams is a player that I continue to believe in. Injuries have slowed him down this camp, but his trajectory is promising. He's got range instincts and the kind of makeup you want in a developmental linebacker. All of this adds up to one thing. This isn't just a talented roster. It's a deep roster. It's a roster with options, with answers. And when your backups are developing at this rate, you're not just hoping to survive the season, you're preparing to win deep into it. That's what makes this camp feel different. The young guys are pushing, the veterans are focused, and from Allen on down, there's a collective edge. You can feel it in the tempo of practice. You can hear it in the way players talk about each other. The Buffalo Bills are done playing for almost. They're here to finish. And from the top of the depth chart to the very bottom, they're building a team that's ready for anything. Before we dive back in, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest Buffalo Bills updates straight to your screen. And hey, don't hold back. Let us know your thoughts on today's news down in the comments. The sports world is abuzz with whispers and rumors swirling around the latest move in the NFL landscape, as James Cook, the promising running back, reportedly has sealed a deal with the Buffalo Bills. While official confirmation remains awaited, insiders suggest that Cook's transition to Buffalo is imminent, sparking excitement and speculation among fans and analysts alike. This potential signing could be a game changer for the Bills, who have been actively seeking to bolster their offensive arsenal. James Cook, known for his versatility and impressive skill set, would fit seamlessly into Buffalo's dynamic attack, adding a fresh dimension to their ground game. Sources close to the negotiations hint that the contract details are being finalized, and the Bills see Cook as a key piece in their strategy to elevate their status as perennial playoff contenders. Such a move could also impact the league's balance of power, as teams scramble to adjust to the evolving rosters and tactics. Although the details remain somewhat under wraps, the buzz around James Cook's new home is growing louder every day, making it one of the hottest topics in football circles. Buffalo Bills fans and NFL enthusiasts are keenly observing every development regarding James Cook's future, as the whispers about his deal have triggered waves of speculation about how his arrival might reshape the team's offensive approach. Cook's reputation as a versatile back who excels both as a rusher and receiver offers Buffalo a unique weapon to exploit mismatches and keep defenses off balance. Rumors suggest that the Bills are eager to integrate Cook into their playbook, envisioning him as a complementary piece alongside their existing offensive stars. Analysts speculate that this addition could significantly alleviate pressure on the passing game, allowing quarterback Josh Allen more freedom and flexibility. Discussions in sports media circles also revolve around how this signing could alter the competitive dynamics within the AFC East as rival teams ponder adjustments to counter Buffalo's enhanced lineup. Though nothing has been officially declared, the undercurrent of excitement and anticipation remains palpable, with fans eagerly awaiting the moment when James Cook officially announces his commitment to the Bills, setting the stage for a potentially thrilling new chapter in his career. The impact of James Cook joining the Buffalo Bills could reverberate far beyond just the team's immediate performance, as many insiders speculate that this move might signal a broader strategic shift in the shade. NFL's running back market. In recent years, running backs with Cook's unique skill set have become increasingly valuable, especially those capable of making significant contributions in both the running and passing games. Sources close to league executives suggest that Buffalo's interest in Cook reflects a growing trend of teams prioritizing versatility and adaptability in their backfield. Rumors indicate that Cook's signing could inspire other franchises to reconsider their own roster constructions, potentially sparking a domino effect of trades and signings aimed at securing dynamic players who can thrive in multiple roles. The buzz surrounding this development has also sparked debate about how the running back position is evolving and the tactical implications for NFL offenses going forward. If confirmed, Cook's move to Buffalo might be viewed as a harbinger of future team-building philosophies emphasizing multi-dimensional talent, setting a precedent that could influence the league's approach for seasons to come. Speculation about James Cook's motivations for joining the Buffalo Bills also fuels an intriguing narrative that captivates fans and commentators alike. Some insiders speculate that Cook's decision may be influenced not only by the team's competitive prospects, but also by the opportunity to play alongside a star quarterback like Josh Allen, whose explosive style complements Cook's own abilities. Discussions in sports circles hint that the synergy between Cook's versatile running style and Buffalo's aggressive offensive scheme could offer the young athlete a platform to showcase his talents on the biggest stage, potentially elevating his career trajectory significantly. Rumors further suggest that the Bills' commitment to enhancing their offense with skilled, multifaceted players aligns well with Cook's desire to maximize his impact and growth. While official statements are still pending, the idea that Cook saw Buffalo as the ideal environment to thrive adds an emotional and strategic layer to the story, deepening the intrigue surrounding this potential signing. Fans eagerly debate what this means for the Bills' season outlook and how Cook's presence could tip the scales in critical matchups. Beyond the immediate implications for the Buffalo Bills, the potential signing of James Cook has sparked broader conversations across NFL communities about the evolving role of running backs and how teams are positioning themselves for the future. Rumors swirl about how this deal might influence contract negotiations and player evaluations throughout the league, as Cook's anticipated performance in Buffalo could set new benchmarks for running backs' contributions. Analysts speculate that this move could embolden other teams to pursue players with similar skill sets, leading to a reshaping of offensive strategies league-wide. The buzz also includes discussions about how Cook's arrival might impact team chemistry and locker room dynamics in Buffalo, with some insiders suggesting that his work ethic and talent could energize the squad. While much of this remains speculative, the anticipation surrounding James Cook's new chapter with the Bills is undeniable, captivating fans, media, and players alike. If the rumors hold true, this could mark a pivotal moment in both Cook's career and the Bills' quest for NFL dominance. That's a wrap for now. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay on top of all things Buffalo Bills, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. We'd love to hear what you think in the comments. See you in the next update.